Hey, what's up? My name is Tyson Brown and I want to welcome you to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. This is Australia's top health and fitness podcast to help you lose weight, look good with your shirt off, feel confident in your body, and finally achieve the goals you want with your health and fitness. So 5 days a week, I'm going to be giving you top information from myself and also from leading experts in the field so you know everything you need to do to get in the best shape of your life. From nutrition to mindset to workout, everything is covered in this podcast and you need to go nowhere else. So like I said, it's going to be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, in your ears with quick actionable segments that you can implement straight away, because the most important thing is that you can put these things into play. Also, if you listen all the way to the end of the episode, you're going to get 2 special gifts that you can download upon listening to it. So make sure you listen all the way to the end to get those free gifts, okay? So let's get into the episode. Tell you what, guys, I have found some bloody good lighting. Look at that. Look how great that looks. Absolutely fantastic. The sun is shining on my skin. It looks nice and fresh. My eyes are popping out. If I see the right lighting, I look great. I'm just saying. Anyways, welcome back to another live. Today, I thought it'd be pretty interesting to talk about the biggest things you need to focus on when it comes to nutrition. Because I've talked about tracking calories. I've talked about macronutrients. I've talked about all those things, but it can be overwhelming at the start. Sorry, I'm going to take my chewing gum out so you can hear me. It can be overwhelming at the start, right? Especially if you're someone who's more like analytical, who'll actually look at the numbers and things like that, and you're like, oh man, I hit my fat targets, but I went over my protein and didn't get enough carbohydrates, or I went over my carbohydrates and didn't get enough fats. And it's just like, you don't have to worry about that, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you about your priorities and what you should be prioritizing when it comes to nutrition, because you don't have to get obsessed about everything. And I'm just going to quickly write this: important for nutrition. NUTR. There we go. What's most for nutrition? Boom. And what did I do? I somehow around. Cool. So I'm just going to post this. So when it comes to nutrition, I got a question from my client, because I was talking to him this morning. I'm like, hey, looks like you're doing a really good job with the calories. You're keeping them up. He goes, yeah, but I had too many carbohydrates yesterday. I didn't get enough fats. And I was like, well, why is that a problem? And he goes, oh, well, you gave me how much calories I need to have in proteins and fats and carbs. And I was like, yeah, but you're trying to major in the minors, and you don't need to focus on that. Like, there are certain things that you just don't need to worry about. So when it comes to worrying about how much fat versus carbohydrates you're having in your diet, it really doesn't matter. It's whatever you prefer. If you would rather have more carbohydrates in your diet, you can have more carbohydrates. If you would rather have more fat in your diet, you can have more fat, because both are going to help you with weight loss, as long as 2 things. Number 1, you're hitting your daily calories, and your daily calories are going to be putting you in a calorie deficit, right? The second most important thing is that you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein. So when you're in a calorie deficit and you're hitting your protein numbers, nothing else matters. Carbs, whatever you want. Fats, whatever you want. If today you decided you want to have more carbohydrates, you want more bread, you want more pasta, you want more rice, you want more fruit, whatever it was, you can have that. If today you decided you wanted more peanut butter, you wanted more nuts, you wanted chocolate, whatever that is, and you decided to go higher in your fats, and you went over your targets, that's great. It doesn't matter. As long as you're in that calorie deficit, and as long as you hit those protein goals, they're the things that are going to matter the most. All that other stuff is minuscule things. They're for the people who want to get the best results, who want to go that extra 5 or 10%. So when you think about this, if we're like, okay, you're going to hit your calorie deficit and you're going to get enough protein in during the day, why do you think it's going to be more beneficial to hit your carb numbers or hit your fat numbers? There's no real explanation for it. What matters most is you want to get some, you obviously want to get some fats in your diet. You want to go for a 0 fat diet, because that's going to affect your hormones, right? But you don't want to go for a 0 carb diet either, because if you're having high protein, no carbs, and high fat, you're not really in ketogenesis. You're kind of just like a low carb diet, and it can be okay if it works for you, but you just have a little bit of each. So have a little bit of fats, have a little bit of carbs, and if you go extra on carbs today or you go extra on fats tomorrow, it doesn't matter. So stop stressing about it. When you see these people talking about that stuff, they're not talking to you. They're talking to the people who are looking to edge out that extra 5% of gains, because those people have that time to dedicate to being obsessed with that stuff, want to plan out their meals meticulously, want to plan out their sleep, want to do all those things. You living a normal life don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's not urgent and it's not going to change a lot for you as long as you're hitting your calorie goals. Remember, that's the most important thing. You have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. There is no other way around it. The reason keto works is because keto helps you cut out a macronutrient group and helps you keep in a calorie deficit. The reason intermittent fasting works is because intermittent fasting helps you get in a calorie deficit. The reason anything else works is because food, diet, whatever the fuck it is, helps you get in a calorie deficit, and a calorie deficit will make you lose weight, okay? So once you are in that calorie deficit, a simple way to do it, 30 times your body weight in kilos. So if you're 70 kilos times 30, take away 10%. Okay, so 30 times 70 is 2100 calories. Take away 10% or 15%. Let's take 15%. So that would be 2100. Take 15%, which would be 100 and no, wouldn't it be 300? Would it? Yeah, 350. I'm bad at math here at the moment, but you know what I'm saying. Take away 15%, that's how many calories you need, okay? I'm not going to try and do it because for some reason my brain doesn't want to work at the moment. Once you have that, that's your calorie deficit. That's what you want to eat every day. Do you need a calorie cycle? No. You can if you want. Do you need a carb cycle? Absolutely not. Do you need to do anything else? Do you need to eat lower calories on your training days versus non-training days? No. All these things are just those little bit of differences, but they're just too confusing. Like if you're just trying to focus on normal life, you don't have to focus on low calorie days, high calorie days, low carb days, high carb days, carb refeeds, all that shit. Like stay in a calorie deficit day after day after day, because you know what? Doing that is a lot easier than trying to figure out, oh, well, today I've got to have more carbs, tomorrow I've got to have less carbs, what am I going to have? Like it makes you think more and more and more, and you want to keep it as simple as possible. And the best way to keep it as simple as possible is just to simply go, okay, I'm going to get my body weight, times it by 30, take that away by 15%. Take away 15%, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my calories in body weight and multiply it by, my protein. So my protein goal is I want to get that, my body weight times 2. So if you're 70 kilos, you need 140 grams of protein a day, okay? So you know how many calories you need. Let's say you need 1800, let's say you need 1900 calories to lose weight. You know how much protein you need, which is double your body weight, which is 140 grams of protein. So 140 times 4, because 4 calories equals 1 gram of protein. So 140 times 4 equals 560 calories you need from protein. Oh, that was good math. So 560 calories, take away 1900. 1900 take away 560, leaves you with 1340 calories. Is that right? Yes, it is. 1340 calories, sorry. Then you just divide it up with carbs and fats. Do you like more fats? Great. Do you like more carbs? Awesome. Choose whatever you want. Do you feel like more fats today? Cool. Have more fats today. Do you feel like more carbohydrates today? Great. Doesn't matter which one you do, as long as you're making sure you're getting those protein minimums. Never risk protein or calories for fats or carbohydrates, okay? That's what I want to say. Like, never say, oh, you know, I didn't quite hit my protein target today, but I got fats and carbs. Like, I don't care. You need to hit your protein goals, because protein is going to help you keep full, reduce loss of muscle mass, help with your hair, help with a whole bunch of other stuff. It's actually funny, people don't realize like how important protein is in the body opposed to just building muscle. It's going to help with hair regrowth, or hair synthesis. It's going to help with your fingernails. It's going to help with tissue repair. There are a lot of other functions that protein actually play in the body. So protein is super, super, super important, okay? So once you've got your protein, once you've got your calories, you make sure you stay in that calorie deficit every single day, and then from there, whatever you want. Like I said, calorie cycling. If you want to do, when I say calorie cycling, like if you know you're going to have a big weekend and you want to save some calories in your bank for the rest of the week, go ahead, go and do it. I advocate that to people all the time. Like, I'm going to be going out for lunch with a friend in about 2 hours. And so in 2 hours time, like, I've just fasted all this morning. I had a little bit of, I had a protein shake. I'm going to keep fasting because I don't know what we're going to have for lunch. I don't know what's going to be there. But I thought, you know what, I might as well save some calories and see how I go. That way, if you know that's going to be coming up, or you know you're going to be having a big weekend, you can do the exact same thing. And it's really that simple. Apart from like carb cycling and stuff like that, high carb, low carb days, all those things, like, no, stop trying to get lost in all this stuff, because the harder you make it for yourself, the less likely you're going to stick to it. Just think about it. Like, imagine, like, Who wants to be trying to think about this stuff all the time? You have a life that you want to live. You have other normal things you need to do in your life. And like having to obsess continuously over high carb day, low carb day, high calories, low calories, all these type of things, like every 3 hours I've got to eat or whatever it is, like it just takes so much mental energy. And if you don't want to waste mental energy on that, Barry, I know exactly how you feel. I eat 3,000 calories a day too, and I still get hungry. And it's just like, how much protein are you having, Barry? That's a good question. So that's the biggest thing you guys need to think about. Like, I want you just to kind of take a step back. If you feel like it's all overwhelming, you're overcomplicated it. That's the most, like, that's just the answer. If you feel like you're overwhelmed when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to all that stuff, you're just overcomplicating it. Figure out your calorie deficit, and if you don't use my formula, go online and look up weight loss calculator, okay? Enter in all your stats, whatever it tells you, follow that. Don't go look at 4 or 5 or 6 different calculators. Pick one calculator, follow it, decide that's what you're gonna follow, hit your protein goals, which is double your body weight in kilos or 1 gram per pound of body weight, and then just keep trying to do that. Nothing else is going to, you should not be obsessing about anything else, especially at the start of your journey. The less complicated, blah, blah, blah. The less complicated you make it, the easier it's going to be for you to stick it out, the easier it's going to be for you to achieve your results, okay? So that's the video for today. I hope it was helpful. I'm glad I got to come on, give you a little bit of answers for that. If you have any questions, make sure to hit me up. Make sure to ask me a question because I'm always happy to help out. And I appreciate you again for listening. If you want to get your free 6-week fat loss guide, it's tysonbrown.com.au/bundle. Speak to you next time. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. So now you've listened all the way to the end. That means you get some free goodies. So what you can do is you've got 2 different options, or you can take them both. I've got an intermittent fasting cheat sheet and a high protein 20 recipe meal guide designed specifically for you in your situation. These meal plans and this intermittent fasting guide is designed to help you burn stubborn belly fat and get in the best shape of your life. So all you have to do is go to the show notes, click on the download link, and they'll get sent straight to your email address. It's as simple as that. They're completely free. They're going to help you transform your body. So go to the show notes now and download your free guides, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.